My cousin was the golden boy, while I was the family's joke. At the reunion, my aunt gushed about his job. I said, I just signed his paycheck. At the reunion, my aunt wrapped her arm around him and shouted, Zach just landed a huge job at Nexra. He'll be a millionaire before 30. Then she looked at me and added, loud enough for everyone. Unlike some people who are still figuring it out, everyone laughed. Grandma turned to me and asked, so Ethan, what are you doing these days? The whole yard went quiet. Dozens of heads turned, waiting for me to mumble something pathetic. Instead, I took a sip of lemonade and said, not much. I just signed Zach's paycheck last week. Silent, real silent. Zach blinked. Ah, good one, man. It wasn't a joke. 7 years earlier, I'd dropped out of college, moved into a tiny apartment above a laundromat and started a hiring platform for engineers. My family called me lazy. My aunt said I'd end up delivering food. At my sister's graduation, I heard my mom whisper, I just hope he doesn't embarrass us. I ate rice 6 nights in a row and coded until my eyes burned. First version of the site crashed constantly. Second version barely worked. Third version got our first paying client, $99 a month. I cried in relief. Fast forward, an investor believed in us. Then a VC. Then a clean $13.5 million acquisition from a bigger company. I stayed on as VP of Talent and Acquisitions under the new parent company. One of the first startups we bought, Nexra. I found Zach's name months later on an employee list. Junior analyst. 3 levels below me. I didn't say anything until that reunion. After I dropped the I signed his paycheck line and watched faces freeze, Grandpa stood up leaning on his cane. Wait a damn minute, he said. You work for him? Zach stuttered. Not directly. I just smiled. Let them sit with it. But that was only part 1. A week later, I invited the whole family to an expensive restaurant to celebrate a big milestone. They all showed up dressed like it was the Oscars. After appetizers, Zach stood and gave a speech about his amazing opportunity at Nexra. Everyone clapped. Perfect segue, I said, standing up. I handed out 1 printed page to each person. It was our company org chart. At the top, our CEO. Right under him, my name, VP of Talent Infrastructure and Strategic Acquisitions. Below our logo, 5 acquired companies. One of them, Nexra. You could see the moment it clicked. Zach's job, Zach's salary, Zach's stock options, all under my division. Grandpa laughed first. Well, would you look at that, he said to my aunt. You were so busy puffing up the boy, you didn't notice the man standing next to him. For once in my life, no one had a little joke about Ethan. They just stared, and I could have stopped there. But fate had one more twist. A month later, Grandpa called me over. He opened an old metal cabinet, handed me a folder and said, when I'm gone, you'll be the one who knows what to do. Inside were property deeds, account papers, and the title to our family's beloved lake house, all in my name. I've watched how they treat people when they think they're above them, he said, and I've watched you build quietly and stay humble. You're executor now. You hold the keys. So at Thanksgiving, when everyone bragged and compared like always, I waited until dessert, then laid the deed on the table. The lake house is under my name now, I said. Grandpa transferred it. I'll be managing all family assets going forward. Access will depend on contribution and respect, not on who shouts the loudest. You could hear forks hit plates. My aunt exploded. This isn't fair. That house belongs to the family. Grandpa simply said, I am the family. I made my choice. I didn't yell. I didn't gloat. I just calmly set new rules. No more secret deals, no more unpaid loans, no more treating people like trash and calling it family. Some of them apologized, some went silent. Zach started working harder at his job. My sister finally introduced me as my brother, the founder who built his own company. And me? I spend weekends at the lake house now, fixing the dock, building a fire pit, inviting people who actually respect me. Because in the end, it wasn't about money. It was about this. I wasn't the family joke. I was just the one they underestimated. And sometimes the best revenge is quietly becoming the person who signs the golden boy's paycheck and holds the keys to the legacy they thought you'd never touch.